gamers. Today we're gonna check the win rates in season ranked. How long has it been? Has it been like 5 days? All right, so let's check them out. I want to see every single bracket. So I got 4v4, 3v3, 2v2, and 1v1 open. So 4v4, we'll just do all rating range for team games because, you know, we don't care as much. French doing the best in team games. Not a surprise because, you know, French Knights are really good on open maps. And the funny thing is HRE is now up there as well, even though it's like an infantry-based civ and pick rate is 50%. HRE, China, English, and French are picked the most, Delhi the least. Now let's jump into the next one. 3 versus 3. Now we see pretty much the same thing, you know, HRE French. We see Mongols in there sprinkled in. And, you know, Delhi, again, in team games, not played too much, 4.5% as well. So very rarely you see Delhi in, I think, 3v3 or 4v4. Rus at 6%. That's kind of interesting. And Abbasid at 8%. All right. Next one, 2v2. Now this is, you know, the closest you're gonna get to one-on-ones, I guess. And you can see the win rates are also somewhat similar. Plus 2.5, minus 2.5. I don't think those are, you know, big differences. I'm kind of curious to see about 1.6 in 2v2. If anything changes regarding this. I don't even know what rating in 2v2 is about 1.6k. Yeah, there's not a lot of games. And, yeah, you can see it's like 9 Delhi games, and they got high win rate. I mean, I can imagine Delhi in 2v2s is not actually that bad. I know it doesn't get picked a lot, but I don't see why you wouldn't play Delhi in 2v2. Seems pretty good to me. But, last but not least, French, again, #1. And it's picked the most, right? It's 24% pick rate in 2v2, which is kind of crazy. Now, this is why we're here. Are you guys ready? One-on-one win rates. I haven't checked these. This is the win rates for the AoE, from the AoE4 World website. I asked him, Robbie earlier, if he has them done or if they have them tracked or whatever, and he said yes. I'll share it soon. He shared it, and here we are. So these are at any level, I think. So this is overall, I think, all the games so far in the, how many, 4 or 5 days. HRE, you can see, jumped up quite a bit. I'm pretty sure HRE was at the bottom in like almost every patch that we've had on overall levels, or close to the bottom. And now Mongols is at the bottom. I can't believe we've we've gotten to this day, but Mongol has the worst win rate out of any civ, and the only one matchup they have 50% win rate is versus HRE. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's go level by level. Bronze level, which is where most of bronze players are. Delhi underpowered at bronze. 37 games, kick W. There's actually not many bronze players. Rus #1 in bronze. Okay. I mean, this makes those. Why is Rus #1 in bronze? You know, it's like, oh, but there's not many games. All right, let's move on. Silver. Oh, we can do under silver. Silver and under. Okay, this is better representation. Silver. I mean, I think that, yeah, silver and under. So HRE, as you can see, has climbed a lot in every rank. And Rus is the lowest win rate. I think this is easily explainable by 2 things. Rus is not really OP, right? It's good at the high level, but it's good. It's not OP. There's nothing OP about Rus, and they're also very difficult to play at a low level because you got to kill bounty and all that. And, you know, it kind of becomes tricky. Then they don't have stone walls. Technically, they do with the Imperial landmark, but, you know, silver and under, I don't know if they know how to get to Imperial, right? So, I think that's the main reason. And then Mongol as well, with the recent nerfs that they've been getting. Plus, you know, they're just a little bit different to play, a little bit difficult. You got to move buildings and stuff. I can see that. HRE obviously has seen a massive surge in play and win rates. It is almost picked as much as French. Now that's crazy. But English actually has 700 games. Hold up. Wow. English has 700 games, French 599, and then HRE 524. Let's look at gold specifically. Yeah, I mean, French still up there. HRE, again, more games played. Oh, most games played by far. English starts to drop off because at higher leagues people play English less and less. Delhi is just not played like I feel like at any level, and it's so good. It's so good. We see Mongols jumping up a little bit, but overall in gold, I mean, French has higher win rate, but other than that, it looks pretty. I would say plus 2.5% or minus 2.5% is fine, right? It's not a big deal. In platinum, we got Rus second, which is interesting because HRE goes down, but Rus goes up, and I'm assuming because people, you know, can actually kill deer and start playing the games. We see a lot of Delhi games doing well. Well, almost lowest, but doing well. French at 57%. HRE down in the shitter. You know what's funny? At low level, HRE has worst matchup against China, but in platinum, it's 58%. Diamond. In Diamond League, Rus has highest win rate. What? What the fuck does Rus has highest win rate? HRE, surprisingly low. Surprisingly low. And now let's look at Diamond and above. I wish there was only Conqueror, but actually there's not many Conqueror players. There's like 30 or 40 Conqueror players. Let's look at the last one. This is Diamond and above. Does anything change? I mean, I can't imagine it changes. There's not many Conqueror players. Boom. Wow. So these are Diamond and above win rates, including Conqueror players. Mongol has no games played. Holy shit, 77 games. How many games do I have with Mongols? I probably have like 7 games out of those 77. Yikes. So, what did I predict? I think I made a tier list based on like what the patch notes would say. And I think the win rates don't represent what I thought it would be because, like I said, including like top 20 players in statistics, because I was talking for like top level play, made a tier list for that. And obviously this includes from like Diamond 1, Diamond 2, Diamond 3, and Conqueror, so there's a lot of discrepancy. But overall, Mongol is just not played at all. I think Mongol, like patch after patch, has been getting nerfed. And one thing I did think would happen is the cavalry civs would do a lot better, because siege obviously has been changed. Keeps are no longer used as much. Even stonewalling is not used as much. So there's a lot more cavalry usage everywhere. And, you know, Rus and French are pretty good cavalry civs. Like, they got horse archers and they got both have knights. So I'm pretty sure that is literally the reason why they're up there. And also, Rus has 73.7% win rate against HRE, which is very interesting, and 90% win rate against Mongol. Jesus. So I think that's probably the reason, I would think. Because other than that, Rus hasn't gotten any buffs. Like, nothing really changed with Rus in the last patch. I think maybe it's because Rus has good matchup into HRE. Although, this sample size, you know, is not enough, right? Low sample size posting on this on Reddit would not be wise. They posted it, not me. But, you know, it's still an indication of something. So maybe Rus isn't 57%. Maybe it's like more like 53, 54. But, you know, my point is Rus is definitely not like 40%. So, Rus is probably, you know, 52 to 54 realistically. French, I'm assuming, is the same, 52 to 54. Beastyqt has seen a little bit of a surge, and I think the reason for that is, in win rates at least, and I think the reason for that is, I was gonna say because they deal well with cavalry civs, but actually they have a really poor win rate, which is funny. And again, this is why a lot of these win rates can't be looked at like this is how it is, because at the pro level, Beastyqt is really good into French, like really, really good into French, but the early game is really difficult to play. Like, if you lose a villager or two against French, it just snowballs. But if you don't take any damage, then Beastyqt can just face roll and beat French after. So, I think players that play French, like, there are certain civs where there's like one-trick ponies. And the only civs that I know had one-trick ponies, those are people who play one civ and nothing else. Initially, Mongol had that. A lot of one-trick ponies just tower rushing all the time. And a lot of those went into French. And French has gotten some nerfs over time. But overall, the playstyle has remained the same. Everything's remained the same. And there's still people that just play French and nothing else. So I think versus French, if you start taking damage, it kind of snowballs pretty quickly. And for ladder, if you're not quite as sharp, if you lose a couple of villagers, it just kind of goes downhill from there. HRE though, I find it very interesting that it is more played, I will say that. It has way more played games than in the past patches. But I think the reason why it has low win rate, I think, is because not many players actually played HRE before. I think most players, even if they're Diamond, most of them played like English, French, Rus, Mongols. Those were kind of like the main civs that you would meet on ladder at the Diamond level. And now HRE, you know, everyone's talking about it. It's OP. It's, you know, really good. And I think a lot of people are trying out HRE now and learning, which is why it has negative win rate. I might be wrong on that one, but because in my opinion, HRE is the strongest civ, and I don't think it's necessarily like difficult to play. So that's the only thing I can think of. But English, interesting enough, at 50%, you know, clean. Delhi, 50%. Look at the win rate Delhi versus English. It's pretty funny. But I would probably say that the civs that are too high or too low, I would say that Rus is too high. Delhi and HRE are too low. China is probably too low. I think China, over time, because again, it's been 5 days, right? I think over time, you will see a surge of China and HRE win rates going up. China got changed a lot in the last patch. And I think that it's going to take time, similar to HRE, it's going to take time for people to actually learn new China, because it plays completely different. And I think those two civs will go up, because China became kind of like a normal civ. You can just mass units and fight. And I can see, you know, Mongol is probably going to stay where it is. I can see English and maybe Rus and Abbasid dropping a little bit, but I don't see French going down, because there are a lot of players that are pretty good with French. And like I said, if you start doing damage, it snowballs. And yeah, it's simple to play. Like, French is one of the civs that, you know, when I was making guides, they're point A to point B. You know, like, do this, attack this, attack here, have this many workers on wood, food, or whatever, and that's it. So, yeah. HRE winner against Delhi. I mean, yeah, some like 13 games is not enough, but HRE is, in my opinion, like almost a hard counter to Delhi. It's very, very good. You can get to castle with HRE before Delhi. I should have probably zoomed in before Delhi even starts capturing the sacred site. So, yeah. Pretty interesting stuff, though. It's always good to see. Again, it's only been 5 days. I'm 100% sure that in the next week, this is going to look different. But I'm looking forward to seeing what ends up happening from here on out. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching.